Yo, check this out. This is Wayne Wonder, representing for Warrior LTV. You see the vision, don't it? See the vision. Warrior LTV. Keep it locked.
No, I'm gonna tell you. We, as bloggers, these are the issues that we need to address. You understand what I said? You see, set the path for the youth. Share, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel. I don't know all. Yes, brothers and sisters. Greetings in the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Selassie the First, and all things good and wonderful amongst us and about us. Welcome, viewers and subscribers. Viewers, if you like the content, subscribe, like, and share. You don't know, it incentivizes the channel and keep it going, you know? Well, I guess this week, like a lot of us, the main question in a lot of our minds is, what go on with Mavado's son, Dante Brooks? One would think that after such a long spell in a prison at a young age, that would act as a permanent deterrent to a youth like that with so much to give, no doubt, because of the facts are well then, he's got so much resource as it's at his availability, same father is who father is, and him father spend a lot. And no doubt every father would be generous in at least, let's say, attempt to develop his son socially, economically, and educationally, to say the least. And on that note, again, one have to wonder what could be his motivation to get caught in a situation like that. Bear in mind, at this point, it's a mere allegation. It's not guilty until proven in a court of law. But nonetheless, charges are laid and things like that. So we have to factor in the state of affairs in Jamaica, in society, policing, and things like that at large. We have to see statements and evidence and things like that first before we can conclude any form of judgment regarding the youth. I'm under a video before, but I think it was wrath with emotions and things like that, laced with fatherly emotions and concern and them sort of things. So, after careful thinking and them way there, I personally didn't think it was wise to upload that video, because at the end of the day, you don't know, we have to maintain as well, be mindful of professional standard and things like that, So, yeah, we just, observe decorum, professional decorum as well, because naturally, strong possibilities not only with like a Jamaican audience. I see them video here, and again, them video here, after life, them not gonna away, see it. So, yeah, we try our best. See it. But yeah, an assumption, let's say, if the police is right and things like that, you have to wonder why and what motivate this youth to behave in the way him behave and things like that and get caught in them sort of thing there. See, it's like, why one of that said this youth are just cut out for trouble rather than positivity. we as a black people, as a black group, say as Jamaican, let's start from way back there. So that you see, we have always been, though small, we have always been an influential group on the world at large, the black world at large. You know, people speak of us not necessarily negatively, but where there is no positivity, there is this level of comparison, like a challenging type of a comparison regarding us and whichever group or whichever member of a particular group that's speaking about us. You know, see, so a lot of us are conscious of that impact that we have had on humanity, you know, and hope to maintain the integrity, you know, of these impressions and things like that which we have painted. You see, and in so saying, reggae music have always been our most potent weapon and our most potent means of connectivity, you know, which bridge the gap between us and our neighbors, us and people who are like us, like black community, even with the world at large. See, so when one of the main player, one of the most popular people in the music, you know, find themselves in a questionable situation like this, it is cause for concern because, again, like we said, this is how people know us, and there is no hiding from that, and no secret within certain, you know, lifestyle with member of the fraternity like Mavado, you know, and him son a world news that and thing like that, you know, see. So we have to wonder what motivate these youths to behave them in a them negative way rather than attempt to be an asset to his father's legacy or his father's business of such. You know, you can be a silent player where, you know, not really being in the public sphere, but nonetheless effective to the growth and development of the seeds where your father plant. So it's heart-rending and heartbreaking. You know, see, frustrating, because at the end of the day, we all got children and things like that. And, you know, influence take effect. And the subject of influence, a lot of our artists claim that their craft hasn't got any influence on people's children and things like that. I mean, this could be evidence that, you know, that argument is a farce. Because at the end of the day, what else could have influenced Mavado's son to be the way he is, apart from, like, probably the type of song them when me and father sing or get famous for, and them sort of thing there. You know, see, because at the end of the day, you know, evidence will show that little youth wasn't nowhere around to gather any form of influence from any past doings that his father might have done before him become an artist or a top artist then. You know, see, when a little youth they have sense, you can check from him age, but you know, see, Mavado on the scene from 2002, that youth was supposed to be about just 20, or early 20s. You know, see, Mavado in the business far longer than that. Mavado successful far longer than that. So he would have never, successful and busy, so it's impossible for him to live a double life to the point where he could drop certain gangster impression or badness impression for himself. So we have to look to the contents of the music and things like that, and whether or not some artists want to believe it. This is an example whereby we can use as a benchmark for say, yes, this thing have a certain influence, be it positive or negative. You know, it depends on the content. One would say, as a counter argument, how comes on the Vybz Kartel children them you know, reflect that sort of characteristics and mentality? Well, we can say the driving force behind that is shorty, you know, regardless of them personal doings and them whatever or go on between the two of them as man and woman and thing like that. That's a for them business. You see, we have to give credit where credit is due. You see, and we know it's a Shorty wasn't like a house mouse or them for a docile female where we're just, well, I'm not gonna say docile, but let's say laid back or reserved or an introvert or anything like that. You see, Shorty was an out there woman who out there and enjoy herself and people know her and she know people and she was in the street. Not like no ordinary street girl, you know. You know, see, but come make that clear because Shorty rude and feisty, you know. Yeah. You know, see, one day we're going to come in for and sit down and tell her to Shorty, this is how we are all people here now for like a certain poses and rare. Oh, F off, hey, blah, blah, blah. And block me. But you don't know, I just said the thing that was still. It might take offense, sorry, but whatever mean nothing. Well, we are big people and I like me a little boy that said that to her. But probably saying it for our public page, which is something where a lot of us fear, you know, getting to a certain point in time and a certain point in our life, you see, which is inevitable. But nonetheless, we delay it. Most people delay it as much as possible, even mentally, subconsciously, and consciously. You see, so she went off. Anyway, yeah, she did a good job. I have to recognize her for that. You see, none of her picking them. You know, see, none of them, we don't hear them in no involvement and no mixing up and things like that. I hear Shorty name and I'm more mix up and thing like that in terms of, you know, enough, well, now I go, you know, certainly, you know, street thing. You know, see, more than her son them. Not that she was deeply embedded in any crime allegation or anything like that. I've never heard that. You know, see, but, you know, whispers on the street, connection, and we're not going on that neither. See, so we just said that for said, it's not like said the potential wasn't there, the access wasn't there, and thing like that. Nevertheless, she raised her youth them with a certain standard and a certain moral foundation and backing where them never did a fear or didn't find themselves on the avenue there. You see them focus on the music. You see for strengthen them father legacy rather than just sit down and benefit from it. Them carve out a part for themselves. UTG, big up yourself enough time. I can't do no sign on them. I don't know that. I don't really know it. But enough respect and love and honor. I'm not saying that for break my father heart or anything like that. Seeing we just use a rebuttal argument just in case somebody out there choose for, you know, rebut the argument when I try to say more time, you know, the music have a certain negative effect on the youth them, a certain negative influence on the youth them, and the youth them think, you know, these skits, these poetry are real, and should someone negate the path where them choose for taking a life, Rasta, because Mavado son no have no need for this sort of involvement. And it's heartbreaking because when you look upon it, so whether a youth like that should be a benefit to him get a neighbor them, the youth them where him knowing at the same place where him gonna live and thing like that. You know, be at this point, be a subject where influence youth for go to school, him suffer the consequence already, like myself for 7 years and thing like that. In a prison as a little youth were not easy as well. You know, see, probably because of the innocence of mind, him not realize the resource when him left a road and then in a prison I suffer. Him just you know, you got them experience, them take every experience where them live with a, you know, just as it come, embrace it and enjoy it and things like that. That's why you don't know poor life different from rich life. Them just know, say, them find them in a position until them realize, and at this or now you start say, the consciousness, you know, when them develop to a certain point, them start get conscious of them them position, be it fortunate or unfortunate. You see, so we don't know if at that age, being in prison, you don't realize the ramification or the consequence of that. You see, but still, you learn early from it. So something that I know, because at one place that I certain say, man, the elder prisoner them and the grown-up prisoner them make you know your position and things like that, and make you aware of your potential and encourage you. Prison is not something that is embraced or romanticized by the prisoner them when prisoner in there. You see, when prisoner under suffering, prisoner lament, I make you know, say, oh, prisoner not better, prisoner, and them sort of thing there, Rasta. So it's hard for so well then when I'm in a prison, man and man influence him and make him feel like so well then this is it, and yes, so anyway, that out of the question, out of the thought process to complete. You see, so, we have to assess things and then analyze things, how the mentality get to this Rasta as a youth. You see, could it be the music where I listen to from him father, thinking him father paved the path, or let's say lament the expectation of what him expect from you? Could this be the case? Again, hasn't his father sing other positive tunes where, could have act as an influence as well? You see? So we don't know what go through the youth mind. Regardless, the situation is depraved and unacceptable, Rasta. You see? And not a very good example for we youth them and things like that were out there. Dante have a responsibility to, might not be as high as that of his father, but given his position, that put him in a position of influence amongst get a youth to Rasta. You see? And now I'm an adult. I'm supposed to know some views them influence for the betterment of youth and youth around him. You see it, him suffering where him go through wasn't joyous. So now we should embrace this and act as if, well then, this is any form of legacy. Rasta. You see it? It's unfair. You see what I say? Experience teaches wisdom, Rasta, and come like the youth and all learn none. Still, goes without saying, all of this can be false. All of this can be a wind-up. But still, you have to wonder why the police don't want to set up him when them expunged the warrant that was out for him father and thing like that. See, it's not nice, it's not possible. Let's hope it's an allegation of firearm offense and it's not like he was found with a firearm and thing like that. Firearm and assault. See, given the gravity of the new laws regarding firearm possession and thing like that, it not go nice. See it. And to be fair, if all of this is true, this would be one case where the veracity of this new law would be justifiably applied to an individual who probably deserve it, Rasta. See it, because at the end of the day, there's nothing that anybody else could have try or afford to try where your father cannot afford 10 times over if you apply to your cause. See it? Yeah. I see a picture beside it, your father. I hope I find it and use it as a thumbnail for this. And the look in your eye, really and truly, it's like it, I want to leave that to the judgment of everybody else who sees and things like that. Because your father resembles not have the same eyes and things like that. But you can see the emotions in your father's eye, which has always been that emotion since him coming out of the limelight. But that of yours, or that of Dante, is like, what go on, youth? What go through your mind? If you have develop some personal value and stop act like a press button, because no gangster no respect you for that. Every gangster, if these allegations are true, every gangster I see as a waste man, a loose man. Every gangster I see as a waster because you just a waste your father money I spend on lie and things like that. And when this I got done, you know, if these things are true, what? You'll get your father gonna get you for that 1 year and then you set out on the next adventure to create another disgraceful process like this film again. Come on. You know, even police will get tired of you. And I'm lucky, you're lucky. Probably it is who it is. I mean, I say it look like I just somebody alleged say you use a firearm during the process of an assault. You know, see, because at the end of the day, the way the police them are dealing, man and man these days when them find them with a firearm, Rasta. You know, me not say why you wouldn't have been probably three father have money again and can afford for spend a certain amount for find out what go on with you when the police them knock you out. You know, unlike where ghetto people can and cannot do for resolve certain issue or for find out what go on in the long run, get proper details, full details, independent investigation and things like that. You see, them have to just take it as what the police said. But your father might can afford that. So probably, again, that could have been a reason why you know end up like the other rest of youth them. You know, see it. But regardless, it's disappointing, depressing, frustrating, and every mental, you know, boy, I may tell you. And I give thanks still. You know, see, share, and like the video if you like it. And see that I can move on. So I say, we give thanks, Rastafari.
Yo, check this out. This is Wayne Wonder, representing for Warwick LTV. You see the vision, don't it? See the vision, Warwick LTV. Keep it locked.
Now, I'm gonna tell you. We, as bloggers, these are the issues that we need to address. You understand what I say? You see? Set the bar for the youth. Share, like, and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel.